our educational system is there. We have to come back to our senses as an African, then go within the first system and bring out the knowledge foundation, use it to train our children for the betterment of Africa. Mind you, it is not good for you and myself and other people to sit in one school reading mathematics or science and social studies or college. It is not. Our Asian teachings are not like that. Why are we all championing our colonial educational system? System that was used to enslave you. System that was used to colonize you. Why are we still using this system? We have voodoo system, all right. You understand? You can bring this herb and this herb together, putting the sound code on it. You can hold this thing, somebody can shoot you, it will not penetrate you. You have to understand why the white witch skin under this one cannot survive the sun. Why is it that the white witch skin always moves with the soul? We will take you through it for you to really know yourself. For you to know your past. If you lived on this planet before, you will get to know the things that we brought along with you that you have to do in this, you know. So this is the beginning of education. Science and technology is nothing but voodoo. Why can't we really look at our system and reconstruct it? Africa can only stand on its or on her knowledge foundation. It is only upon that Africa can construct or reconstruct its progress, its future.
Alright viewers, welcome to PaulVin TV. You know how we do it here. PaulVin never disappoints. Today we have one knowledgeable person in Africa that we want to talk to. The interview we are about to have today will be about the education system that was being used in ancient Egypt. We are aware that research has shown that Africans in Egypt were the most knowledgeable in ancient civilizations. However, today we don't see that kind of knowledge in our system. We are going wayward and going down and down and down. What happened? We have one serious man full of wisdom and knowledge here who will educate us about how we can go back for that knowledge, and if it still exists, he will show us. He is so deep in knowledge that in fact you will love to watch. I won't introduce him to you, he will introduce himself. But then you know me, I am PaulVin, your cherished interviewer. I'll ask the important questions that you want me to ask, and you will do the listening and watching. Alright, so let's dive deep and go to Togbe for whatever he has for us. Welcome, Togbe.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Well, my name is Thotho Sao. Yes, that's my name.
Please, who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm a spiritual teacher, African spiritual teacher.
Okay, so Thotho Sao is a spiritual teacher, and he made emphasis on African spiritual teacher. Please, Togbe, we are a bit lost today. We learned in school that our ancestors in ancient Egypt were very knowledgeable, but today it doesn't seem like what used to happen back then is still ongoing today. We seem to be going down. Please, what was the knowledge system being used back in the days?
Well, thank you. Yes, it is indeed. Our ancient fathers had a knowledge system, a knowledge upon which the whole creation was established. So, with this very knowledge was what gave birth to mankind. Our ancient traditional system or our ancient knowledge system has been with the whole universe since the beginning of time. And this knowledge system is still intact, is still around, we still have it. Just that, as you rightly ask, our ancient fathers, before they left us here, so many things went wrong. and as a result, it's not like there is a gap in knowledge between our ancient fathers and us. So, in ancient Egypt, yes, our ancient fathers did establish the spiritual knowledge system. But then, people like Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, all of these great foundation fathers were all educated in ancient Egypt with our esoteric knowledge system. So, in fact, they were at the feet of our ancient fathers. Our ancient fathers taught these people, and they, went back to their various places and established our philosophy, our knowledge foundation. Europe, America, and the rest are still surviving on our knowledge foundation. But coming to Africa, you realize that there is a big, deep, gap between our ancient fathers' knowledge system and us. It is not like the knowledge system is not available. It is available, but because how we have been enslaved, thinking that everything coming from us is primitive, is barbaric, so we all think that everything Western is capable of, taking us into the promised land, which shouldn't be so. But then our educational system, knowledge foundation, is what we call a farm. And looking at it closely, a farm was the one who created everything or who became everything. So the knowledge system was embedded in the farm system. Yes, so if you want to know anything about the whole cosmos, you need to go into the farm. That is where the entire knowledge system is hidden or is left.
Okay. Tobe, you made mention of two things that caught my attention. You mentioned some popular philosophers, people like Plato, people like Socrates, Aristotle. Those are people we learn about in our universities. In fact, I am a philosophy student, so when he mentions about those people, I know what he's talking about. Are you saying they learned at the feet of our forefathers?
Yeah, that was exactly what they did. If you read even their philosophy books, indicated that they were in Egypt, and that is why they were taught the knowledge that they are having.
Wow.
They had, yeah.
But so then how come in all our books we hear about the students of our ancestors, but we don't hear the names of our ancestors in our books? Because the only thing we see is Plato. Everywhere you go in University of Ghana, philosophy department.
It is true. You see, if I want to destroy you, I want to take over your position, it means that I don't have to talk about you. I have to talk about what I acquired. The knowledge that I have gathered is what I will talk about. There's no need talking about you, since I don't want you to be at the forefront, since I don't want you to to be shown that the knowledge foundation is rightfully yours, but I want to be in possession with this knowledge and claim ownership. There's no need I'll put your name out there. But they did indicate that the knowledge system, they took it from ancient Egypt. That alone
is sufficient.
Answer yeah.
Okay. So Tobe is saying that even though the names of the foreigners are at the forefront of our education system, they themselves indicate that the knowledge that they bear come from ancient Egypt. And research has also shown that ancient Egyptians were blacks, like you and myself. Therefore, that establishes the fact that they learned under the feet of our forefathers. You also mentioned about Ifa. You said that embodies, or that's the beginning of everything, that brought everything.
Exactly.
There are people watching us today who are very new to this. Please explain to them, what is Ifa?
Well, Ifa is you, Ifa is me, Ifa is everything. Looking at the whole universe is Ifa. I said earlier that the one that created or changed itself to become everything is what we call Ifa. So Ifa created all of us, and yet brought itself together as a system that we can use to educate ourselves, as a system that we can use to understand how the whole cosmos works. So a fan is actually a system that represents the whole universe. If you see the whole universe, you see a fan. So basically, a fan is everything. And then in a human state, you are a fan. I am also a fan. Of all the entire human body, a fan name every part of the body, be it the organs, whatever. A fan name all of them. And also, when you are a man, a woman, you want to reach your fan state, it means that you have to attain a state of calmness. So in our local languages, in our dialects, the word fan means state of calmness. Before you can attain the deep knowledge, you have to reach a state of calmness where your mind will be at a state of calmness. That's serene movement. You have to reach that state where you can be able to capture glimpses of how the whole cosmos came into existence. So basically, a fan is everything. A fan is a state of calmness. If you want to attain your state, you need to have a state of relaxation. You need to relax, calm your mind down so you can be able to attain your higher state. So everybody or everything in this universe has its own state. When you are, you have your own state. I have my own state. And everybody is having his or her. So a fan state. It is upon this state that you can stand and construct your future and construct what you brought in this life. So I am sitting down here. I have my fan state. And in everybody's fan state, you have 16 different states that you have to perfect in this life. But you will not even be able to attain all the 16 before you go. So you go and come back. When you die, you come back and continue from wherever you left off. So a fan is a state of calmness. If you want to understand yourself, where you are as PaulVin, before you can be able to understand who you are, know your state of vibration, your frequency, your radium, the mechanism, the law and mechanism that was used to form you, or the modus operandi of your state, you need to reach and understand what a fan really is. It is only those who attain that state of calmness, that state of serenity, can understand themselves. So you go to church, you shout, you come back, you go to whatever religious centers, you come back. At the end of the day, you don't know who you are. You can do everything. If you left a fan out of your routine, out of your establishment, then forget it. You are just living. You don't exist.
You are just living. You don't exist. Though, viewers, I told you we are here to learn about African education system, but pardon me to digress a bit. Tobe is making some point that's very much interesting. In fact, they are tickling my ears. Let me go deeper with Tobe here. You made mention, Tobe, that Ifa created everything, and that we do routines in our daily lives and we leave Ifa out sometimes. And when we do that, forget it. There is nothing for us. And you also made mention like that the 16, there's something 16 something like Ifa that you don't complete. You die and go back. You die and come back and continue. That confuses me a bit. Viewers, if I will send your mind to this a bit, I used to be a Christian, and based on the Christian knowledge system that we have already, we know that people die and there is a place they go to. But Tobe is here telling us that when we don't complete the Ifa system before we die, we will go, come back and continue. First question, Tobe, are you saying that Ifa is God?
Ifa is everything. Ifa is you. I said the whole universe. If I'm saying Ifa is the whole universe, can you talk about the whole universe without
God? Okay.
Yeah,
okay. That makes sense. And are you also saying that when we go, I mean, when we die, we return?
Oh, for sure, yeah. No one die and remain in that state.
In the grave.
No, you come back.
So are you categorically saying that the things that we are being taught in our temples is totally wrong? Because we are being taught that when we die, there's a place called heaven or hell that...
What you were taught in your temples are not African spirituality, are not African educational system. So we don't believe that. They are foreign cultures they are pushing on us. So we don't have to accept everything foreign, you know. So we quickly have to reject this system and turn to what was used to give birth to you.
We quickly have to reject this system. Then I also quickly reject the digression and come back to the point that we were making. Today, we were talking about African education system. We have established the point on Ifa a bit. We will come back later to talk more about Ifa. Let's quickly go into the education system. How was it done? Which people were allowed to go through it?
Well, you can't talk about the educational system of Africa and left Ifa out. Ifa is the system.
Ifa is the system.
Yes.
Okay.
So every system, every educational system, every knowledge, whatever you call it, they all come from Ifa. They all came from Ifa. They were all derived from Ifa. So it is very necessary that everywhere you go, you take Ifa along.
Okay. Okay. So then to blend it together for us, the education system.
Well, you see, I will start with human states.
Okay.
Looking at us, we have body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And we have life within it.
Okay.
And this body, if I name this body, there's another body within this, if I name that body as well. And what is giving you life is also in. It also have name under Ifa. So as a human being, you need to know how you were made, how you came into existence.
Okay.
So if you know, then you can be able to understand creation. You can be able to know what exactly you are here to do. So the basic foundation upon which you can stand and construct your future is you going through the Ifa ceremony, knowing your Ifa state, your Ifa code, spiritual state. Once you know that state, what you need to know next is your body state. The very three things that constitute your physical appearance. We call it woli. We call it mule. We call it loso.
Woli.
Loso happens to be the soul.
Okay.
Mule is the whitish skin beneath this one.
Okay. You need a black one.
Yeah. We call it skin of consciousness or skin of light. Light skin. Then this one, we call it woli.
Woli.
Yes, meaning, you know, the whole of this universe is a material universe. Mm-hmm. And the body that can sustain the sun is this body. So the white body under this one, the white skin under this one, cannot sustain the sun energy. That is why we need this body to live in this domain. Okay. So one of the saying under this body, this woli, says that bodovi ma buache bodovi for tomu, but bodovi for toma jaisi long for tome, but jaisi lang tona for lambu bubache. What he's saying simply is that this is a world of this body state.
Okay.
That nothing can come into this body state if you don't have this body.
Okay.
So this body constitutes the whole of this place. That nothing leaves this body state and go to different states. Like you cannot live. This body can only survive here on this planet. Okay. If you want to go to Mercury, Jupiter, or whatever other planet, you cannot go with this skin. You will not survive it. Yes. So you have to understand the rhythm of this skin. This skin, as we are saying it has its own rules and regulations. This skin, as you are seeing it has 16 other states up within this body, which our children need to understand their formation. The reason why your skin is different from mine is there that we need to know. So in this state of embodiment, you have to understand how the body state came. You have to understand why the white skin under this one cannot survive the sun. Why is it that the white skin always move with the soul? You have to understand. And then your spiritual code, your spiritual state, you have to understand. We will take you through it for you to really know yourself. For you to know your past. If you lived on this planet before, you will get to know the things that we brought along with you that you have to do in this, you will know. So this is the beginning of education. Mind you, it is not good for you and myself and other people to sit in one school reading mathematics or science and social studies or college. It is not. Our ancient teachings are not like that because you came with your own reading. There are specific things that you brought in this life to do. So if your parents should put you in a school where you're going to learn social studies, environmental studies, you will get lost. It is only what you brought in, it is only that you can perfect under the sun. So if you are in the white school, I'm talking about the Western educational system. If you are in that school and you are not getting yourself, you are not understanding. A lot of people go to these schools, they cannot make it. They cannot understand. Yes, we call them that they are dumb.
Educated.
You understand?
Okay.
But that is not it. Those people that we are calling, they can't perform. Please, if we are to put them in there where they belong, you see them making airways. You see them making a lot of impact. Wow. So our educational system is there. We have to come back to our senses as an African, then go within the fast system and bring out the knowledge foundation. Use it to train our children for the betterment of Africa. Africa can only stand on its or on her knowledge foundation. It is only upon that Africa can construct or reconstruct its progress, its future. Looking at the socioeconomic difficulties that we have in Africa, it can be solved if Africa is ready within itself.
What Tobe is saying is so serious. I am a teacher myself, and I handle 30 students in my class. In fact, when you go to the public schools, it's worse because I used to teach in one public school where I handled 54 students. But are you saying that I am damaging all those students instead of
destroying them? You are destroying them. You are leading them into a place of no return. You are destroying these children. See what these individual children brought in this life to do. Do you know? You are giving them what you read from the Western educational system. And what do we have in our own system? What system do we have in African educational system to make sure that this child, what exactly did these children bring in this life? Do we have tools? Do we have things to dilute these things? No. Our leadership is weak in this country. I mean, in this continent, let me just put it like that.
Okay.
Because it's a problem of Africa. We are all lost. The African educational system, where is it? Why are we all championing our colonial educational system? System that was used to enslave you. System that was used to colonize you. Why are we still using this system? We are now colonizing ourselves.
Wow.
Yes.
We are now the colonial masters of our own self-slaves.
Yes.
So we are now slaves to our own selves. In fact, these are powerful sayings that Tobe is giving free of charge to you, viewers. In case you are here on PaulVin TV, you are watching us now and you haven't subscribed, please like this video for us. Help us make this video go viral. Everybody must know about what Tugbe is saying today. In fact, Tugbe is claiming that there is a system, an ancient African system that is akin to Africans, that when we lean onto that system, in fact, the whole continent will begin to change. But then he's also making the claims that the current system that we are using is bogus. In fact, it is rather damaging our children instead of making them. But then we are also taught in schools that anybody can become anything. What you can be anything that you set your mind to. Does it mean that that saying is wrong?
In what educational system?
Well, they are making us believe that if, let's say, right now, as I am a teacher, I want to be a carpenter that I don't even have any knowledge of. They are saying that I can begin to set my mind to it, start learning it, and I'll perfect it. With practice, we gain perfection. So are you not sure that these students that we put together in one class, that part of the system can work for them?
My brother, listen. Go to America, Europe. They have the best universities, right?
Yeah.
They have the best engineering university, right?
Yeah.
If science and technology can easily, if it can easily be accessible by those offering these courses. America, every children in America who attend engineering school would have become a great scientist. In Europe, would have become a great scientist. Why is it that there are only few group of people responsible for this science and technology thing? And most of these people who are making it didn't go to school. They all dropped out. You see, we have esoteric educational system. It is this system that we teach the esoteric knowledge system. We have the esoteric, which is clerical educational system, which you read and write. Right. You understand? And that is what Africa is championing. Educational system that you can just read and write. But the esoteric educational system, if you come into a farm, we call it esoteric nunya. Esoteric nunya, which the white call esoteric. Now, this system is still alive. America is using it. Europe is using it. Why is Africa not using her esoteric knowledge system? This system is active, is there. If you embrace it, you make good use of it. Now, the problem of Africa is a very big one. Very big one. The reason is that today, the leadership of Africa, they are yet to wake up from their sleep. When they are in opposition, they see things different. When they are in leadership, they see things different. So, the problem of Africa is a very big one that we need to be very careful of. I think it is time we took serious decisions that can bring back our ancient knowledge system. We have to start something from within. So, the knowledge system is there. Yes, that we have demolished the knowledge system. We think the knowledge system is satanic. We think it's primitive. We think it's very barbaric. But these are the same system that are used to manufacture the aircraft, to manufacture the mobile phone that you are holding, to manufacture the TV, the car you are using. And yet, you call our knowledge system devilish. You know, looking at science, if you come into a fast system, there is something we call voodoo.
Voodoo.
The word voodoo is just two words, vo and do. Vo means to be free.
Okay.
Do is a state. Ghana is do. Togo is do. You understand? So your body state is do. You are state on your own.
Okay.
You understand? So when we say vo, do, to free yourself from problems. You understand?
Okay.
Initially, when mobile phone wasn't there, if you want to send a message to a distance, you have to walk. Now you have a mobile phone. It has solved that problem for you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Bicycle, instead of you to walk for longer mileage, it will take you there within a shorter time. You understand? The same as the plane are carrying us to and fro. You understand? So these are voodoo systems. They are problem-solving systems. Science and technology is nothing but voodoo. They are problem-solving systems. Yes, you see our pastors, our religious body, they are all using this mobile phone, they are all using car, taking plane and all of that. They are all jumping into voodoo, using voodoo. But yet, we think that our Asian system is voodoo, is negative voodoo, is primitive and evil. You know what? Today, with our system, we have voodoo system, all right. You understand? You can bring this herb and this herb together, putting the sound code on it. You can hold this thing, somebody can shoot you, it will not penetrate you. What is it? Is it not a problem-solving system?
Yeah.
If your head, you take this herb, added the sound code to it, then your headache is gone. Is it not a problem-solving system? Why can't we re-educate? Why can't we re-look at our system and reconstruct it? Why is it that our medical system, we are not in control of it? What is Africa waiting for to generate this revenue and do a serious research into African medicine? What are we looking for, waiting for? Why is it that our food today is being controlled by other world? Africa is weak because we are now our own slave masters. We are now colonizing our own self. No one is colonizing Africa anymore. Africa is colonizing herself.
Viewers, in fact, I'm amazed. So instead of me to be asking the questions, Tobe is doing the asking for me. But then I'll hold myself to it. Tobe, please, let's concentrate on our children. So now, what's the way forward? What do we do? Because in fact, you're making me understand that some of the children in the classroom are fishes, others are monkeys, others are rats. Yes, I'm forcing every one of them to climb trees, which are made for monkeys. And the fishes are drowning. And I'm saying that they are dumb. But then, it's my making, it's my fault. So, the monkeys should be trained by monkeys and fishes should be trained by fishes. That's what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
So how do we find out the fishes? And how do we find out the monkeys?
Exactly. You see, I said earlier that you take the children through the Ifa ceremony.
Okay.
Once you know the Ifa state of this child, you definitely know what he or she brought to do.
Okay.
So as I said, this code, you see, everybody is a Ifa state. We have 16 primary Ifa states. Then we have 240 primary Ifa states. You understand? Bring it all together, we have 256. You understand? And I can tell you for a fact that binary system was derived from Ifa.
The binary system behind computers.
Yes, it's derived from Ifa. Directly. They didn't change anything.
Yes, because I'm also aware that the computer has a 256 binary system. And the Ifa also has, 16.
Yes. It has from base 2 upwards. So it has 16, it has 32, it has 64, it has 256, it has 4,096, it has 65,000 upwards, 1 million upwards, and we have all this in the fact.
So you mean that Bill Gates and co copied this African knowledge system and they are using for their own benefit?
The language computers are speaking. They are speaking a fan language.
0 and 1s.
Yes, a fan is represent itself as 0 and 1.
And 1s. Wow.
Yes.
So it means that we are losing out because
we are bringing out a book which we are letting the whole universe know that it's better because a fan states everything already. The name of these individual codes are there.
Okay.
Since the beginning of time.
Okay.
Before human state came into being. You understand?
Okay.
So why don't you use the first state instead of forging some name to the code? You understand? So well, the first question that you ask, yes, these our children. We take them to the first ceremony. Then you know the first state this child brought.
Okay.
Once you know that, what this child is in this life to do is known. There is no need putting this child in your department. It will go straight to that department he brought. So he will be able to, he or she will be able to perfect what he's here to do. It means that that child will only go through his or her path.
Okay.
There's no need for me to learn what your spiritual state or your spiritual code is. I don't need to know. What I need to know is what I brought in this life. I must perfect it. That's all.
So if the child is to become a doctor, then we put the child right from childhood to the medicine line.
Exactly.
If it's a mathematician, to the mathematics line.
Yes, this child will be so powerful in his field.
So you mean that this is what the ancient Egyptians used and they prospered?
Yes.
So it explains why we have those gigantic pyramids in ancient Egypt at Gaza.
Why should you people be teaching our children London Bridge is falling down? Does it concern us?
In fact, the question is right. We are here in Africa, and then we are not teaching about any bridge in Accra or in Abri or wherever. We are teaching them London Bridge.
Today, we don't even want to teach our children about our fathers, our ancient fathers. We think the life they lived was evil. So we don't want to let them know anything about our fathers. Why? Once you are hiding this knowledge from the children, you are destroying the next generation. We are destroying it. What did Kwame Nkrumah do? He brought W.E. Du Bois to this country to help with African knowledge system. The encyclopedia. He brought him here. They did their very best looking for the knowledge foundation of Africa so that they can reconstruct it and make it Africa. Make it educational tool for Africa.
Wow.
Since Nkrumah is no more, what have we been doing? Who has been diving into the past glories of Africa? Who?
These are powerful questions that Tugbe is asking. If not even today, I wouldn't have even known that this my mobile phone is voodoo. Because we are made to think that voodoo is the what we now call juju, the power that our own people use to destroy
others.
How
you degrade your own system, father or your uncle is doing. You call that system evil. He's practicing voodoo. You call it evil. And yet,
we are using it.
Do you know, they say our fathers used voodoo or voodoo to kill.
Yes, that's what
Let me ask you, this mobile phone, do you know how many people is killing in a day? The car, do you know how many people die through car accidents in a day? Your ancient voodoo that you are saying that we use it to kill, how many people does it kill in a day? As compared to car crash, as compared to, have you been listening to statistics, accidents in this country? You'll be shocked to the numbers. And how many people are dying from voodoo? From our ancient fathers. So, let us go back and pick our knowledge foundation and stop using our slave masters' system that they brought to enslave us. They brought their educational system so that they can be able to communicate with us so that we can be able to read and write. When anytime they come, they can get what they are looking for.
Okay. So then you've established your point that we have to find out the state of each child and put them through it from childhood. But you also mentioned about a first ceremony. Who does the Ifa ceremony for who? And then how does one go through it?
Well, the people who are in charge of that are still alive. They are there. I'm one.
You are one of the...
Oh, yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
So, taking the children or any other person who want to go through this ceremony, once you take the people through the ceremony, I wouldn't go, I won't go deeper for a reason.
Okay.
So, these children, before you take them through the ceremony, you have to do reading for them. You have to divine for them and see their spiritual state. What needed to be done before you take them through the ceremony. You understand? Then you take them through the ceremony, and once they get their code, you explain what is in the code for these children, what he or she is here to do in this life. You let them know. You give them the sound formulas that they can use to start meditation from that early age. Then it will open the door of all-knowing for these children to start picking what they need to know. You see, when you give birth to a baby, there is a hole on top of the head. That hole in a farm, we call it Thotho, and that hole closes. The time that hole will get closed is the time that if you are a man, you can be able to impregnate somebody. If you are a woman, you can be able to take seed. You understand?
Okay.
So before that hole is closed, we have to make sure we take our children through the educational system. And this educational system is going to help them to start capturing glimpses of the creative laws in the Thotho before it gets closed. So by the time they will get to that puberty age where they can start giving birth, all the creative energy in terms of science and technology, in terms of giving birth, they can give birth to higher souls. They can also bring science and technology before. So when the Thotho is closing, it drops into a state where I don't want to mention because of, you have to understand, educational purposes.
Yes.
So it drops into a state, and that state is what regulates creation.
Please hold it for me. Let me explain something. The reason why Tobe is holding some peculiar information from viewers is that it's not only Africans who are here. They've done so much to us that we don't want to repeat our own mistakes anymore. So currently, the very things that are pertaining to our liberation and our future progress, these knowledgeable people want to keep them so that the past mistake will not be committed anymore. So understand to me why he hides certain information from the viewing public. All right.
Well, do we have enemies? We don't. We are our own enemies. We don't have any external enemy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because some of us, when we read economic books, we tend to believe that the Westerners are now proposing wrong policies for Africans to go through. And we then also have to analyze it and say that those who like you will not treat you this badly. Therefore, we establish them as a...
It's because we are now colonizing ourselves. That is the reason. Because Ghana can be able to manage herself. Africa can be able to manage herself. You understand? The bauxite, the gold, the diamond, the platinum, the petrol, mention them, cocoa, lithium, all these mineral resources, majority is from Africa.
And the knowledge is also there.
And the knowledge is in Africa. And Africa is now recognized as the poorest continent in this life. So, our father, Bob Marley, did say that in the abundance of water, we are still thirsty.
And even our president also said we are sitting on money, but we are poor and we are hungry. So it means that the leaders are even very well aware of the troubles of the ordinary person, but they are not doing anything about it. So now you said our leaders are yet to wake up from their slumber. And then they are also in charge and in control of these things that we are talking about. What they say is what's law. So you and me, what can we do?
Well, this is the beginning. Those of you who are listening to us, you have to take these informations very serious and come back home. Those in Africa, take the tradition serious. Those in the diaspora who are African children, African's origin, please remember where you came from. Remember that if in the days of our ancient fathers, what's the name? Thotho Sao. I don't think that our forefathers will see God and Satan. Then they will decide that, God, we don't like you. We love Satan. I'm not sure. That cannot happen. Our ancient fathers, they were more intelligent than any other species, any other humans living or must have lived on this planet. So, they cannot see God and say, we don't like you, God, go. We want to deal with Satan. That cannot be possible. So whatever your ancient father left for you, that is the true form of yourself. That is the only thing that you can stand and construct your future. So if we are suffering, it means that we have degraded our ancient knowledge system as satanic, and we are now using the white or the Western educational system to enslave ourselves. You understand? So I think we need to wake up and take certain things very serious because it's getting late. We have to wake up.
So, Tobe, let's say there is an individual watching us today, and as Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but yourself can free your own mind. And this individual doesn't want to rely on the state, but wants to come direct to you as an Ifa priest. Can you take that individual through the initiation and then the ceremony?
I've been doing that.
For people already?
I have been doing that. I have people online that we teach, that we give the knowledge to. All the initiates that we have, we are giving them what they need to know. You understand? Yes. So if you want to have your portion of your Asian knowledge system, feel free. It's your knowledge system. It's not only for me, it's for everybody. So do not hesitate.
Okay, so then there you have it. He has made it clear that he is only here for us, for you and myself. Therefore, whatever he asks is not to be taken advantage of by himself and used for his own advantage. So, my dear brother and sister, what are you waiting for? The knowledge system of our ancient fathers are still here in existence in Africa. Nowhere else, right in Africa. You won't get this thing anywhere. Even when you go to the Westerners, they teach you the surface of whatever they know. And you know how much you pay for that. You'd still come back useless. You understand? You become a cleric. You just write and you read. Wherever you are, Tobe is throwing the challenge to you that come back home. If you are finding yourself in the foreign land, the knowledge of ancient Egypt is still in existence in Africa. And we can depend on that to free our souls and our country at large, our continent, so that we begin to rule the world again as we ruled them in the times of Nimrod, as your Bible says. All right. So I think I will give Tobe the time to say his last words to our viewers. Togo, please, what advice or anything that you have for our people?
Well, those of you who are home or abroad, count on your knowledge system, your ancient teachings. You see, in life, we have gone through so many things. We have seen so many things. We heard so many things. We ate so many things. We touched so many things. And we also ate or smelled so many things. So, we have attracted a lot of death. A lot of things went wrong that we need to wake up. So, once in a while, try to call your spiritual leader or teacher to divine for you and see your current state of vibration, so that if there are certain things going wrong in your life, you can quickly work on them and take them off so your life can come back to normal. So my name is to help you with our ancient teachings that we have in our positions. So thank you very much. Take care of yourself.
All right, viewers, thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to PaulVin TV and like this video. Share to anybody that you think this video will be of importance, and it will be of importance to just everybody in the world. So let's go viral. Catch you next time.